This has been given £1.9 million in funding with the idea to dredge it, to reline it. I'm back on the Mon Brec. We've got the 14 Locs Canal Centre behind us. Lovely little calf and stuff in there, as well as a museum. And then we come into the pound between Locs 20 and 21 over there. We've got the 14 Locs down there, which I did a video on last week. Really fascinating area. And then we come up to here. Now, this wasn't open when I recorded the 14 Locs video. We're about a week and a half later. You've had the absolutely fantastic Noel Fitzpatrick contractors here doing work, and I was lucky enough to film this bridge going in. So this is all part of a massive scheme of works. This is the start of it. We've got, you can see over there, you've got a ramp coming down. Again, that wasn't here when I was here last time. That's a disability ramp, so people can get the wheelchairs down here better. This was deemed a bit too sort of steep, really, so that's a nice gentle slope to take around to the top of the locks. So this is also part of the cycle network as well, so hence the sort of how wide everything is. This bridge you can see just ahead was lifted in about a week and a half ago. Fantastic progress so far. It made the papers locally. I had some of my clips in there. So compared to some of the bridge lifts I've seen in the past, this was pretty quick. It took sort of 10-15 minutes to go in. Noel Fitzpatrick were excellent. They literally just slotted in. Great measurement by them. It's now open as a footpath, and the road bridge should hopefully be open as well soon. But yeah, fantastic access now. There's lots been done since this video. As you can see, the ramps to the left weren't in at all, as well as lots of resurfacing and stuff. There's lots more going on down here. The whole area is being made accessible, as well as some more work to be done to the tea rooms and the canal centre. Hopefully all of this will be finished fairly soon. So this is at the bottom of Loc 21. This is a Cefn road bridge here, which is bridge number 6, and the Loc 21 behind. So here we are at Loc 21. This is the top of the 14 Locs, and effectively the last lock on this canal now. Wasn't always the case, but it is now. So this top area, the pound, and this lock is the first part of the funding, which we will talk about as we go on through this video. They've got new gates coming onto here. They're out for tender at the moment. I think they have agreed with somebody to build them, who've built locks for them before. So they're putting composite gates on here rather than traditional wooden ones. The main reason for that really is you're talking £60,000 compared to £20,000 for a wooden gate, but the gates will last about 200 to 300 years. So they've got much more of a lifespan, and you can make them look pretty similar to a normal gate. They don't look massively different. So you can see the overflow just over the other side there that I run down into the locks over there, and the excess water. This is obviously full of reeds. Now, it will have died down a little bit this time of year, but it will need a lot of digging out to get through. So what's happening here is this section that we are from now. We've got Loc 21 just behind us there, and we're walking up now towards a place called Harry Roberts Bridge. There's 4 or 5 bridges down. There's a bit to come before that. This has been given £1.9 million in funding with the idea to dredge it, to reline it, clear reeds, weeds, trees and stuff, you know, make it so it's watertight and can provide a water source back down to the flight of locks behind us. If you haven't seen the video I made on the flight of locks, have a look in last week's video. What a fantastic place that is. It really is. It's mind-blowing how in such a short space of time, half a mile, they got 14 locks up to this height here. So the money is coming from the government's Share Prosperity Scheme, and the idea of it is to tackle very sort of long-standing problems they've had on the Crumlin arm with sort of leaks and water supply and stuff like that. So this is Ruskin Avenue. This bridge, as you can see, will not be able to be reused if this canal does get properly restored and is in use, which is a very, very strong possibility. They're doing very well, and there's lots of this canal in water elsewhere with boats on, quite a lot of miles of it actually. But this, on the Crumlin arm, the plan is to sort of get here eventually, and I don't really know the plan for these bridges, but that is going to have to be raised. So they used to run trip boats from sort of Cefn Loc, the top lock, Loc 21, and they used to run them up to here, turn them around here and go back down. So I guess they'll try and do that again once this is all restored again. This side you can see more of, it's dying off now, sort of time of year, but you can see more of the sort of reeds and stuff that have taken over this canal. Now this is obviously all going to be cleared and like I say, relined, so it'll look more like a canal. I think the hope is they can get more water, store water in here, so they can run down through the locks and stuff. I'm not sure where the water's going to come from now. Like I said, they've lost their main supply of water at the far end of the canal. And then we have an original bridge. This is Bridge 7, which is Meeting House Bridge. It's a towpath on it and stuff as well. Oh, pipe, I'm not sure what that's doing. Most of the structures on this seem to be in pretty good condition. I think a lot of work was done in the past to sort of restore this. The canal runs over 4 councils, which makes it incredibly difficult to achieve anything really. Dealing with 1 council on a canal restoration is hard enough. Dealing with 4 makes it impossible. I know, I think it was in the 80s it was set up where there were 4 councils started working together. It was I think it was Caerphilly, Newport, Monmouthshire. I'm not sure what the 4th one would be actually off the top of my head, as well as the Canal Trust and stuff like that. Then as we come around this large corner, we come up to Great Oak Bridge, another remaining structure on the canal, another arch bridge. Unfortunately, 1 canals are abandoned and a lot of the bridges are destroyed. It's nice to see some surviving bridges. The far end of this canal was built on heavily, and it now doesn't exist. So when it ends, the canal would have lost 12 locks. The 12 locks literally started as what's left of this canal ends. So this makes this a summit of the Crumlin arm now, and it's I think it's the largest section of canal on this whole canal. I think both arms, where there aren't any locks. Being in Wales, we're at the side of a valley now. It's it's got to get up some quite big hills. So this is going to be a massive reservoir of water once it's full up, which will be great for everything from boat trips to restoration further down to any type of nature that wants to make its home here. This really is a beautiful section of canal. We're walking through through the valleys. We've got trees either side, nice canopy over the top. It's nice and peaceful. I love Wales myself, so I love this area, but it really is something. A load of ducks up there swimming along. This is what we need. We need these back. There's so many restorations across the country. I've barely scratched the surface with what I've covered. And there's various groups at the moment sort of trying to protect and save our waterways. I'll link them in the description and just support them really. Put your names down. There's a few things. There was a boat rally at Westminster. I think that was a couple of days ago. I was going to go along to that, but I haven't been well, so it's so good for your mental health. And aside from the financial value of these canals, if people can, this has been well busy. I've passed so many people. People are using these canals. So even if it's not the boats on the canals, it's the people getting out into the countryside, getting fresh air, exercise, and all that lot. The canals are a massive asset to this country, and we need to really push our MPs to work to getting these canals restored. This section alone, it doesn't just have the towpath on the side. There's a path on there, so you can have a circular walk around here as well. So it's not just aimlessly walking in one direction. You've got all of that. You've got the woods and the hills over there as well. it's just something we need to, as a society, we need to look at. I mean, the history and the heritage of these things are fantastic and something I love, but the natural beauty, and I know this isn't natural, it was built several hundred years ago, but you know, nature's come in and grown around it, and canal restorations are, all the trusts are very sympathetic to the environment. There's lots of things that are done on canals to save the environment, and this is the result that you get. You get hopefully eventually a working canal. You get bird life and animals everywhere. So we've got another long corner here, which goes towards Ponty Mason Bridge. Now this is another bridge. This is one of the bridges that are going to have to be lifted. It would have been replaced or knocked down and not maintained. But you can see how wide it is here on these corners. That's to allow sort of boats to swing around the corner. But again, it acts as a nice big reservoir of water. This is one is Bridge 9. So the final bridge we're going to go to is Harry Roberts Bridge, which is number 10, and isn't much further along here. You can see the culverts really well on this side of the bridge. You know, they're just put in so the water runs off. We've had a lot of rain lately, so I'm not too sure whether there's normally this much water in it. I know they're on about relining, so there must be some leakiness to this canal. But you would kind of expect with the duckweed in here that it's probably holding water most of the time. But the bridge itself, actually, with the culverts underneath, it could be holding the water back on this end. So while I've got your attention, can you please click the like and subscribe, click the bell button, and you get little notifications of my videos. I've also got members. It starts about $1.99 and upwards, and gives you a variety of different things, badges and videos and stuff like that. So it helps support me as a channel. There's also the super thanks. So please do look at those if you can help out. It'd be great. I don't know if it's the autumn colours. You know, most of the leaves, we had some bad winds, so a lot of the leaves are down now, but the greens and browns, well, I don't know if it's that or not, but this really is a beautiful stretch of canal. This is going to be done in the next few years, hopefully. So it should be kind of sort of in water, nice and tranquil, rather than overgrown like it is now. But it's going to be a really spectacular area to come to, and let's hope that it joins onto the rest of the network. Now, the eventual aim is to drop this canal into Newport. It originally came through Newport. Again, there's a video coming on that, and came out sort of beyond the castle and down into the River Usk. There was a basin down there. All of that's kind of gone now. There's a tunnel there, and everything's been lost sort of from that point onwards. But there's hope they're going to drop into the River Usk again, which will mean that they can connect sort of back onto, via the River Usk and the Cefn, they can connect back onto sort of the main network, which will mean boats aren't isolated onto this section at all. But they need your help to do this, so please do follow the links below. There's a link there to the Mon Brec Canal Trust. So have a look, join up to them. I'm signed up to them, and the more members you have, the more power you have for funding. So, and here we are at Harry Roberts Bridge. Very steep, as you can see. That's kind of what's going to have to happen to the other bridges, which is probably why they were taken down. We're kind of, like I say, we're coming up the sides of the valleys here. So this is as far as the £1.9 million is taking the canal. There's lots more canal further up, and there's a large section in water sort of on the end of this. There's about another half dozen bridges and a couple of aqueducts to get to that. That, like I say, we'll cover that later on another video. But yep, this is the end of this section and Harry Roberts Bridge. Oh, that's pretty cool. There's stalactites in the bottom there. It's the water leaching through. Got quite a hard sort of limescale formation on there as well. But as you can see, this is classed as not in water. There's quite a lot of water here, so there's water coming. I'm not sure if that's coming off the hill or if that's coming off the road. There's been no rain really for a day or two now, so I'd imagine that's sort of groundwater coming back out. If you look over here as well, look, you can see quite how high up we are. There's a town just sort of below us there. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.